What's going on, everybody? Swanny here. Welcome back to XP11. Today we are flying the JAR Designs A320. It was just released version 3 beta, which now makes it compatible with XP11, which is awesome. This is like my favorite plane so far in X-Plane, so I was pretty excited when I heard the good news about it getting updated to XP11. So I did a couple test flights earlier. I worked out a couple issues that I was having as far as getting certain nav data files and stuff switched over so that it was working correctly, but I think I got it all squared away now, so I thought I would share with you guys and show you guys how it looks and everything. If you guys want to see a full setup of this airplane, be sure to check out the channel. I have a full video on how to get this thing set up cold and dark. Today we're going to run everything already preset, kind of like in a turnaround state. I've already plugged all the stuff into the FMS, or I guess in this case the MCDU, and we're pretty much ready to get pushed back here. I just gotta start up the APU and we'll get underway. So let's jump up in the cockpit. I'm super excited, so let's get this thing going. Alright, so we'll go ahead and first thing what we'll do is we'll get the APU going so that we can kind of go over some stuff while we're letting it fire up. So you can come down here to the MCDU, you can see my whole flight plan's all set up. We're going off of runway 27 today. We're doing a short top down from San Diego up to San Jose, and the reason for that is there's some pretty nasty weather going on in San Jose. I live in San Jose, and it's been pretty windy, pretty rainy, low visibility, lots of clouds, so I figured it'd be fun to kind of fly into. So that's why we're doing that. So I got the whole thing set up here, going on the Pebble 6 departure. Going, let's see, we got the VTU, RZS, and then we're coming down on the Silicon 2 arrival, I believe, over to runway 12 right, which is going to be an ILS approach. Altimeter is already set, 3025. Got everything set up. Glare shield, 34,000 feet is going to be our cruising altitude today. And as soon as our APU is ready to go, we'll go ahead and get ready. Let's go ahead and call our pushback truck. So we'll go ahead and I heard it click on, so now we can go ahead and put the APU bleed on. Turn the packs on. And we'll throw the fuel pumps on as well right now. Alright, let's go ahead and throw the beacon on too so people know we're going to get ready to go here and start moving. Turn the fasten seatbelt sign on as soon as we get hooked up. And we can also disconnect our ground power now because we do not need it. Let's make sure we get it switched off here soon. Okay, it's already all good. Alright, good. Awesome. Are we all hooked up? I think we are. Let's go ahead and turn this on. We'll go ahead and get her out of here.
Park brake off.
So there's a couple little issues I'll tell you guys about once we get pushed back here and get our engine started up. Nothing really big. Other than that, this plane's working for the most part. Those flight announcements are a little loud. Let's pop outside here. I want to make sure we're getting ourselves pushed back. Do want to go this way. All right, let's go ahead and get our engine started here.
Starting engine
2. Almost there. Right there looks good. That's actually pretty good.
Park brake on.
Not bad, not bad. I'll let him get out of here. Alright, so as it's starting up, I'll tell you guys, so the only bug right now that I'm aware of is like the idle power. So you'll notice that we're gonna have to taxi at like 40%. It's a really low, the idle power, so especially like if you spool up your throttle, it'll actually kind of overpower and it'll kind of come back down. So you guys will see what I'm talking about in a second. It's a little hard to explain, but that's really the only thing I've noticed. I had to do some tweaking around to get all the nav data current and accurate.
Starting engine 1.
And so before I got that fixed, I wasn't able to add certain types of waypoints, and so it was kind of frustrating. But I reached out to JAR and kind of told them what was going on, and they were very supportive and helped me fix the problem right away. So I'm honestly super excited. This was like one of the this was one of the main planes that I wanted to get switched over to X-Plane. So now that it totally is ready to go, you know, it's just going to give me more of a reason to play X-Plane 11 versus X-Plane 10. Blue Sky Star sound pack works as well, which is good to know. For those of you guys that do have the sound pack, it is compatible with this version of the A320. Let's go down here, get our flight control check. Full left, full right, full back, full forward, left rudder, right rudder. Looks good. Alrighty. Looks like everything's started up. Let's go ahead and go flaps 2.
Flaps 2.
And we'll go ahead and set up the rest of the stuff as we get rolling here. Go ahead and get rid of the parking brake, and we'll start powering ourselves up. So you guys will see I put the power right there, and it kind of starts to spool up like that. And then it will come back down again. And you can notice my power's set at about 20 to 30%, but what you'll notice is that, you know, in the game we're actually at 45% N1, and that's barely moving us. So we're gonna be taxiing at about this power, maybe a little bit higher. So I understand it's not super realistic, but you have to just bear with us on this. It's kind of just something they've acknowledged, but they're not going to work on until X-Plane 11's been officially released, and then they can officially release this version of the JAR.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard. And we'd like your attention for just a few moments as we go over important safety features of this Airbus A320 aircraft. Please follow along with the safety information card in the seat.
Let's go and get the rest of our stuff set up here. We got to go auto brakes max. Turn the brake fan on. And double go spoilers armed.
Spoilers armed.
Cool. Takeoff configuration is now set. We'll go ahead and turn off the APU. Alright, we got a little bit of a taxi here down the runway 27. I'll probably just fast forward at this point. And then I will see you guys once we're getting ready to take off. Alrighty, just approaching 27 here. Man, I love this airport. Taxiing, I mean, even just taxiing, like, the approach is pretty fun. I actually already did an approach on this airport, so that's why we're not doing it again. But it's an awesome airport to fly into. I love having like all the skyline right next to the airport. Alright, we'll go ahead and throw on our landing lights here. Throw all of our lights on here, actually. Strobe lights are set to auto. We'll just make sure everything's looking good here. Come on, plane. Everything's looking good. Everything's green. Oh my god, this throttle thing's a little touchy. I mean, you can see the throttle's already pretty high for only being able to go 6 miles an hour. Alright, nonetheless, I think we're good to go here. Go ahead and just pull up here, give ourselves a sec here. Everything's good. We'll go auto throttles armed. Flaps are set, speed brakes set. And let's go and get ourselves on out of here. Stabilize. There we go.
Power set.
Power set.
Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up.
A little windy coming out of here. Get ourselves turned out to the right. Pull our nose up just a bit. Trying to keep ourselves around those crosshairs. There we go. I'll throw back just a little bit and should now get ourselves set up for the next set of speeds. Nose down just a little bit so we can start getting some speed here.
Speed
Go ahead
check.
and start pulling our flaps in as well.
Speed is not okay for next flaps position. Speed is not okay for next flaps position. Speed check. Flaps 0.
There we go. Alright, everything's looking good. We're on the line. Let's go ahead and throw ourselves in autopilot here.
1, cross check.
Then we'll just make sure everything's good with our speeds. We don't go over 250. Go ahead and underarm the spoilers.
Spoilers disarm.
Turn off the brake fan. Turn off the ignition. And I think we're looking good. Looks like the speed's figuring itself out here. It's doing its thing. We're climbing a little heavy. Not really sure why we're climbing 4,500 feet per minute, but if that's what it wants to do, we'll just let it do its thing. Take a look out the window here. Yeah, I just did this flight. I was in San Diego a couple weekends ago. Took a little trip down there with my girlfriend just to kind of, you know, get away from things and kind of just take a little break, hang out. And it was an awesome trip. It was fun, and you know, it was a good flight back, good flight there. It's a pretty easy hop. It's like an hour and 10-minute flight. Oh shit! You know what? I didn't start the clock. Start it now. Yeah, we did. So it was like an hour and 10-minute flight. It really was pretty short, to be honest. It's not too bad at all, and it was pretty cheap too. We flew Alaska down there. We actually flew on an E-170, that was the first time I ever flew in that plane, and I actually enjoyed it. I mean, it was a quick little plane. We got up to altitude pretty quick, and it was actually pretty quiet. We just kind of jetted down there, and it was quick and easy. No hassles at all. Then we got to do the approach over on runway 27, which is pretty cool. It's a localizer approach, and you come over the city pretty much, like over Balboa Park, and you can see all the skyscrapers on your left wing as you're coming in, and you're pretty much coming right over the buildings until about like 500 feet above. Then you hit the runway. What are we doing here? 10,000 feet. Turn our lights off. Looks like we want to accelerate before it starts heading back up again, which is alright, I guess. I'm not sure if that's how they do it in real life or not. I mean, I know I see some people do it where they go to vertical speed mode to maintain an upward pitch until it kind of just gradually increases speed instead of noising all the way down to level. Not really sure how it's supposed to be done in real life. But I've had enough experiences with this plane where I don't really like to mess with it too much, because sometimes it can freak out and get buggy. So I like to just let the autopilot do its thing, figure itself out, and I just kind of follow along. Alright, we're looking good. It looks the weather's actually cleared up a lot down here. It was a little bit cloudier this morning when I did my flight, my test flight, and it looks like it's kind of cleared up a little bit. Hopefully the weather in San Jose is still pretty nasty. I'd like to fly into it. It was pretty fun this morning. It wasn't really too windy. It was more rainy with a lot of low visibility. I didn't really see the runway until about 500 feet, so that was kind of cool. I pretty much flew an ILS approach all the way down and then cut the autopilot at the last second. I went to downtown San Jose this afternoon and I saw one of the flights going above downtown. It did a go around, so it must have been pretty nasty earlier to the fact where they couldn't even see the runway and had to do a go around. But anyway, I think we're looking pretty stable here. I'm gonna let it do its thing, keep climbing up to 34,000 feet, and we should be cruising for about 30 minutes or so, and then we'll begin our descent down into San Jose. Alright guys, so as you can tell, the weather's not so great right now. Mostly cloudy. We're in the super right this second. You can see ground breaking through every once in a while, but for the most part, there's no visibility whatsoever. We are passing through 10,000 feet, so we're going to go ahead and throw landing lights and stuff on. We'll just make sure everything is working well here with our autopilot. Make sure we're still descending, which I think we are. There you go, the ground's peeking through just a little bit there. And there goes the rain. Yeah, one of the new things about SkyMax version 4 is that it does simulate rain now, so I don't know if we'll be able to see it right now, but if you go into the side windows, I think it's because it's too white, you can't see it, but you can actually see the streaks of rain going against the airplane, which is pretty cool. We're just making our way down here. I think we gotta check our restrictions here. Let's see where we're at. We are at 9,000, 7,000, 300, 6,000, 5,600. And I think when we hit this waypoint right here, we can start going into our approach phase at 4,000 feet is what I think is what it's saying. So far so good. Yeah, this plane's it's working pretty well. There are a few little things here and there that's kind of quirky, but you know, the plane's always kind of been like that. You just got to be careful with what you do, and otherwise you can kind of mess some system stuff up. But for the most part, it's performing pretty well. I mean, it doesn't seem to be too bad of performance, which is good, and you know, I think it looks pretty good. All right, here we go. So this is what I was talking about. So here, it just switched to something here. So we're gonna click this back down. Going to open descent. Until it passes this point. So I was in managed descent and switched to that other mode when it wasn't descending anymore. So I went ahead and did an open descent, and then I think once we get past this point, I can go back to managed descent and it should work again. And if it doesn't, we'll just go ahead and arm the approach phase now, which isn't really that big of a deal. It just slows this down. All right, let's try it. We'll push it down. Okay, cool. Yeah, it picked itself up. So some points it kind of just goes through and just kind of thinks that it's going to a different sort of like it wants to start climbing again, and I don't really know why. I checked all the points before. Like last time when I did my test flight, I accidentally entered. You know, if you enter like an arrival that has a transition, when you look at on like a flight plan, I entered the waypoint on the MCDU, and then when I went back and did the arrival, I had the transition as well, so it was duplicated. So it was going down, then it wanted to go back up again. So that was like one thing I noticed last time, what messed me up. But this time I made sure that wasn't happening. But I've been having some issues like that where it switches modes on me when I hit certain waypoints, and I have to just go into open descent and then re-switch it back to manage descent. But it's not a big deal. Get a little bit of turbulence here. Just to be expected. Yeah, there's like 0 visibility right now. Make sure that's not doing anything bad. Yeah, there it goes. It's doing it again. Open descent. Good again. Just gotta keep an eye on it. So if you guys haven't checked out the channel yet, be sure to go check it out. I do some, I do some X-Plane. I got some stuff from X-Plane 10. I have some stuff with X-Plane 11. I did a flight with the E170. That was a plane that's also been released with the X-Plane 11. And you know, I try to fly whenever I can. I do a lot of flying kind of just off camera. Just it's kind of more, not more enjoyable, but you know, it's a lot of work going. There's a lot of work that goes into making an X-Plane video. You know, I think moving forward, I kind of want to like start streaming X-Plane. I think it's be more enjoyable because like when you're up in the air and there's when you're kind of going through the cruise phase of things, it's a little bit slow, and it'd be nice to be able to kind of like hang out with people and talk to them and stuff like that to kind of pass the time. So I'm going to start looking into that. Also, I am going to work on getting my my ATC skills going. I want to get on Pilot Edge. I know they have a free, like I think it's like a 3-week trial, and they have the whole Western expansion now as well. So I kind of want to get started on that because it would just add a whole nother level of realism to the game, to the sim, and to the videos itself as well. All right, let's go ahead and do. Let's go ahead and do our approach phase.
We need more drag, sir. Approach phase activated. Spoilers half.
Spoilers half. Our altimeter is 2994. 29.94. And we're going config full. Alright. Alright, so now we got some visibility. We can see a little bit. Zoom in just a smidge here. Yeah, we need to get slowed down here.
Spoilers full.
What's our first speed for flaps? Flaps 1, 230 knots. Alright, so we'll wait till we get to 331 or 230 knots and then we'll go with flaps 1. Once we get to our next point, we'll go ahead and get the ILS set up and we'll arm the localizer so we can get set up on that as well. Well, visibility is not as bad as I thought. I mean, we can see stuff when we're... How high are we? We're like 2,500. That's not bad at all, actually. Let's do one set of
Spoilers
flaps.
Speed check. Flaps 1.
We'll go flaps 1. Let's go ahead and arm the ILS now. Keep an eye on this pink diamond here at the bottom. We'll just wait for that to start moving. Yeah, it's a little windy. 20-mile-an-hour winds. It's just kind of a weird turn. It's a really jagged turn, so it has a hard time picking it up for at first. We'll do it there. That should work.
Radio altimeter alive.
Awesome. All right, so it's caught the localizer now, so that's good. Now we'll keep an eye on the top diamond here when it starts moving down towards the center, and that's when we'll arm the approach phase or approach mode. Now we'll get us on the glide slope. It's going to do its thing. It's going to want to speed up because we're trying to hold the 1800 feet right now while we're trying to get set up on the glide slope. Alright, big sweep and turn. Alright, that's moving towards us. Let's go ahead and throw approach phase. Or approach mode. Keep saying approach phase. Alright.
Speed check. Flaps 2.
Let's do flaps 2. Once that gets down to 2, we'll go ahead and drop our gear.
Gear down.
And once our gear gets all the way down, we'll go ahead and go to flaps full. Alright, how's our wind looking? We got a 20-mile-an-hour headwind. Interesting. I guess that's better than a 20-mile-an-hour crosswind. Alright, gears down. Let's go flaps full.
Check. Flaps full.
We're gonna go spoilers armed.
Spoilers retracted. Spoilers armed.
And we'll go get speed brake medium. Let's put a brake fan on too because we might need that. Got the runway in sight here. We'll let ourselves get fixed here, and then I'll work on getting the autopilot turned off in a sec.
1000.
Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely windy out, that's for sure. A lot windier than this morning when I flew in. It was only like 4 or 5 miles an hour this morning. Oh yeah, we're all over the place. I'm just gonna let this thing take it in for the most part. I'm not even gonna try to mess with it. It'll probably end up in the middle of the field. Big gusts. See, at this point, I don't know, what's the procedure on this? Are you able to land in this kind of conditions, or do you have to go around at this point when you get a big gust of wind like that? I mean, in the sim, it doesn't necessarily matter. Obviously, in real life, when you have people's lives at stake, you don't want to mess with that, but I'd like to know the actual procedures on that, if anyone knows. We're getting ready to take off the autopilot here at the last sec.
100 above.
100. 50.
A little bit high.
40. 30. 20. Retard. 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 Retard.
Ground spoilers. This out. First green.
Reversers kick in. Knots, go ahead and kill those.
70 knots.
Do manual braking from here. Well, that worked kinda. Make sure we keep moving. Go, 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 go. See, this is the issue right here. Like, now the plane just slows itself down and stops. Right. Oh, you know what it was? It was the auto brakes. That's what it was.
Spoilers armed. Spoilers disarmed. Flaps 1, flaps 0.
Yeah, that was a major no-no. You're not supposed to do that. I don't know why it did that. Why did it not turn off the auto brakes? Usually it does that by itself. That was interesting. Well, I apologize for that. I know I'm probably gonna get blasted in the comments for that, but whatever. That's why it's a sim and not real life. Alright, go ahead and get ourselves up here. Flaps are up. Spoilers are up. Turn the brake fan off. We can go ahead and turn off these runway lights as soon as we cross this runway. We'll go get ourselves parked. Let's go ahead and start the APU as well. Yeah, it was not. That was not a great landing. It was. I mean, I wasn't exactly sure what I was supposed to do in that situation, just because. You know, I mean, you can tell it was pretty windy, so I wasn't sure if I should take over the aircraft and try to mess with that, or if I should let it do its thing. So I tried to let it do its thing, and it kind of put me down the runway a little bit farther than I'd like to. And I thought everything was working fine with the reversers, getting myself slowed down, but for some reason the auto brakes didn't turn off like they were supposed to, and it made us stop, which kind of sucks. But anyway, other than that, I mean, we landed safely, so that's all that matters. I think that's probably honestly the worst weather I've probably flown in yet, to be honest. I've actually haven't really done that many flights in X-Plane. I've probably done less than 10 or 15 flights total in X-Plane. And that's probably definitely the worst weather I've flown in so far. But it's fun though. I mean, it's a challenge. It's better than just flying in a sunny day all the time where you don't have any winds or clouds or anything. Plus, it's a good practice, you know. Alright, we'll go up a little bit farther. We'll go park by that United plane. But yeah, just also, if you guys haven't checked out the channel, just for sure go check it out. There's lots of stuff on it. Like I said, X-Plane. I do train sim as well, and you know, I do Transport Fever, some Planet Coaster, some Truck Sim, and there's some other games and sims I'm looking to get into as well as we go forward in the future. But definitely stay tuned. I mean, as new planes and stuff get released for X-Plane 11, I'm definitely going to be showcasing them and showing you guys, you know, how they look in X-Plane 11. So definitely stay tuned for that. Alright, that's going to be our spot right up there. Let's go ahead and turn off our taxi light. Get ourselves lined up here. Hopefully auto gates go working. Yes, it is. Awesome. Hopefully my plane's gonna make it there without having me having to spool up the throttles again. Awesome. Looks good. Let's go ahead and throw the parking brake down.
Park brake on.
And we'll just keep an eye on everything, make sure everything looks good. APU's on, we'll throw the APU bleed on. And we can come down here and we'll shut off the engines. Go ahead and turn off the beacon light, turn off the strobe lights. I mean, they're on auto, but turn them off, you know what I mean. Fasten seatbelt sign can come off. And I think that's pretty much it. We can go ahead and throw, we can get some ground power going. So the next guy can get going here. Turn off the APU. In a second, we'll just wait for it to boot up. Okay, there it goes, available. And then we'll go ahead and turn this guy off. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the flight. Again, sorry about the kind of crummy landing. That was, I guess that was sort of my fault. But anyway, I thought it was a pretty successful flight. I hope you guys enjoyed kind of this like feature of the A320. If you guys didn't know about it, be sure to go check it out. I think you can download it on JAR's website, so just be sure to go check that out. All you gotta do is throw in your serial code from your original purchase, as long as you purchase it before or no after the XP11 release, like the October release presentation. Otherwise, if you got it before that, I think you have to pay like $20 to get it upgraded. But yeah, be sure to go check that out. Anyway, I hope you guys liked it. If you did, leave a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, be sure to do that so you can be notified whenever I'm making new X-Plane videos. And I'll catch you guys with some more X-Plane soon. Take care.